Interesting article from Silver Doctors. Very sophisticated high net worth investors are buying up physical precious metals. Oh, says who? According to the CEO of one of the world's top primary producers of silver, looming precious metals shortages could drive the price of gold to $5,000 and silver to $100 over the next 3 to 5 years. Keith Neumeyer, who oversees First Majestic Silver and is also the chairman of Mineral Bank First Mining Finance, says that with commodity prices in capitulation, mining companies around the world are either reducing operations or outright shutting down, the consequence of which will be a supply crunch across the industry and a resurgence in the precious metals prices. And he isn't the only one who sees the trend developing. Well-known investment billionaires like George Soros, of course, Carl Icahn, are rushing into gold. Soros, you know he's an elitist, is so convinced that a paradigm shift is in the works, that after a warning of financial collapse and violent riots in America, he sold his holdings in major U.S. banks, which I remember covering that, and allocated more of his portfolio into gold mining firms. And here's a little known secret Neumeyer shares in an interview with SGT Report. High net worth individuals aren't just buying paper. He says that the coin shortages being reported by national mints around the world are the result of direct buying of physical gold and silver from sophisticated market players. He says, I'm seeing the numbers coming out of the Canadian Mint, the Australian Mint, the U.S. Mint. The numbers are quite high for silver coins and to a lesser degree gold coins. I think personally that the commercials are buying them. That's the big banks. I think that very sophisticated, high net worth investors at banks and institutions are buying them. Supply and demand fundamentals aside, there appears to be another significant reason that major players, like billionaires and central banks, are shifting their holdings into precious metals. Citing a 1988 cover of The Economist, you know, that magazine, depicting a phoenix rising from the ashes of the US dollar while wearing a gold medallion with the date 2018 stamped on it. Nothing happens by chance. Everything in your life, everything that happens in your country, every law that gets passed is known about way in advance. This is an agenda. It's like a movie script. The club is doing it. 1988 cover of that The Economist magazine cover, that one, depicting a phoenix rising from the ashes of the US dollar while wearing a gold medallion with the date 2018 stamped in it. I'm going to give you a little view of that one because that one's just, we got to take a peek at that. There it is. 1988. Ashes of the old dollar, phoenix rising with this giant gold coin around its neck. Come on. Get ready for a world currency, it says. And it looks like it's going to be backed by gold, for God's sake, because he's got this monstrous sized gold coin around his neck. Wow, where have you heard that before? Oh, I don't know. If you've been watching my videos, you've heard it all the damn time. Probably so much you're ready to punch me in my mouth for saying it so much. So in 1988, get ready for a world currency. And as he says, medallion with the date 2018 stamped in it, which you can't probably see it. It's right here. It's this. Let me move my mouse. Right here's the 2018. Just goes to show you, there ain't crap you can do about this. But you can do something to prepare for it. and that is get those precious metals before this goes down. As an outspoken critic of the rampant manipulation, he recently sent a letter to the CFTC noting that a small concentration of players were attempting to control the market. But to what end? As noted in his interview, this isn't the first time that big players vied for position ahead of a major financial, economic, or political change or changes. An SGT report says going back all the way to the Rothschilds, going back centuries. This is a playbook they've used time and time again. Drive down the price of the assets that they want to the point where the common man runs away from those assets because the common man can't take any more pain. Perfect example. Oh my God, I got in at $40-something silver. Oh, it's now down to $13.88. Oh, it's been going on. Every time it rises, it goes back down. Oh, I can't take this anymore. I'm going to sell it. In the Rothschild banking elite, okay, young man, what do you have there? We'll take it. Meanwhile, these guys buy up those assets for pennies on the dollar. What you're saying makes perfect sense. They're driving down the prices of physical metals via their paper manipulation, and at the end of the day, they get to acquire the stuff they want in physical form at pennies on the dollar, preparing themselves for what's coming. I don't think that's too far off. I don't think that's really conspiracy theory, do you? And Neumayer says, I think the financial crisis of 2008-2009 was completely orchestrated. I think it was known by the insiders, the banking insiders. Possibly even the Federal Reserve itself knew what they were creating and knew that there was going to be a crash coming. The same thing's happening all over again. They're driving down the metals, and it represents another huge theft that we're experiencing right now. But Neumayer says low prices won't be around for long. They're doing this for a reason, he says. We on the street here, we can't really know what's going on behind closed doors and what the future is going to be. But when you see these big governments doing what they're doing, you know there's a change afoot. This is why I put First Mining Finance together. I wanted to have a very gold-focused company as a result of my beliefs that gold is at lows and this is a buying opportunity of a lifetime. I wouldn't be surprised to see $5,000 gold in the next 3 to 5 years. Are the actions of the world's elite telegraphing that significant changes are on the horizon? If not, why would they be feverishly buying up a 6,000-year-old relic known as gold? That, again, according to my favorite Federal Reserve Chief, Ben Bernanke, it's not even money, and is held by the central banks only because of a family tradition. That's what he said. Juan Paul asked him, what, is gold money? No. Then why do you stockpile so much of it? Why don't you store, diamonds or rubies or pearls? Why gold? Tradition. That's called, damn it, Ron Paul, don't you dare put me on the spot like that, you son of a gun. You know I know the answer, and you know the answer too. Why are you making me squirm in this damn chair right now? Giving these stupid answers because I can't give the real answer? That's what that means. I'll say it again. You will never, ever, ever in your life, when this they got that thing around his neck in 2018, maybe they're forecasting 2018 to the actual date. You are not going to have an opportunity to get those precious metals after they implement this new system at prices you get to enjoy today. And the interesting thing is, every other country practically on the face of the earth, almost all of them, their dollars have been devaluing all over the place. U.S. dollar is getting stronger and stronger out of nowhere. And I'll remind you what happened in 2008 when we saw a strong dollar out of nowhere. What happened next? we had 2008, 2009 crash. So take the opportunity and get you some precious metals. By the way, how'd that Powerball work out for you? I told you. I tried to tell you. Quit wasting your money on that nonsense. Hell, you could have bought a coin or two of silver. Yeah, but if I would have won or even got 5 of the numbers, I could have got like $1 million, man. And the odds are almost as terrible for that. Without the final Powerball number. Still, odds are terrible. But like I was saying, it goes to show you the state, the condition that people are in this country. All chance, after I upload the video, I saw a new article. Oh my gosh, what's this? New York lady in New York spends her money on the lottery ticket, the Powerball, when she needed food. I'm going to starve for a little while because I want to try to win this big. And she even had, matter of fact, I think it's still on InfoWars because this is the state of mind the sheeple are in. InfoWars, let's see. InfoWars Powerball food. That found it. Thanks, Google. No groceries this week. Woman goes without food to buy Powerball tickets. Lottery fever afflicts entire country despite incredibly abysmal odds of winning. So, I want to read you some of her comments. The odds, which say 1 in 292 million, are abysmal. Where's she at? Okay, in an interview with the New York Post, housekeeper. Are housekeepers normally wealthy people, middle class people, or usually on the lower income side? And again, who pays the most for where does most of the money come from? Lower class people. Lower income, I should say. Not necessarily class, but lower income families. That's where the lion's share of lottery ticket money comes from. That's where the states get it from the most. So, I'm going to assume Miss Housekeeper Marla Brown might fit in that category. Maybe, okay? So in an interview with the New York Post, housekeeper Marla Brown commented that she made huge sacrifices to increase her chances of winning. Quote, "I bought tickets all over," the 54-year-old maid said, telling the Post she dreamed of having her own maid. I would have a housekeeper, but I would be the cool owner of the house, like the Jeffersons, she said. Brown revealed she purchased no groceries this week in order to buy more tickets, and members of the homeless population, as well as jail inmates, told the Post they were all trying to get rich. In George Orwell's 1984, the controllers of society at the Ministry of Plenty used the lottery scam as a carrot on a stick to keep the proles' hopes up. And we know George Orwell wrote that book not in 1984. The book was called 1984, referring to a time in the future, such as 1984, when you would see such things. And now we have those things. That lottery ticket dangling in your face. Oh, but I could be a billionaire. 1.5 billion. I won't buy groceries this week, and I'll spend all the money. My odds of 1 out of 292 million will now come down because, well, if I could buy 10 tickets or 20, then this is delusional. This is like someone believing your favorite sitcom, not even a movie, a sitcom. You know, where they got that fake laugh. Someone does something stupid, little phone hits them in the head, and you hear the background, like there's an audience cheering, cueing you when to laugh. I'm pretty damn sure I know when to laugh. It just kind of happens when I heard or saw something funny. I don't need a damn TV with a fake laugh and applause telling me when to laugh and applause. And to be quite frank, it's the stupidest part of the shows usually that they're constantly doing it. Every 10 seconds. 15 seconds has gone by. 20 seconds. Hurry up. There's another one. This lottery stuff is as delusional as your favorite sitcom. Like the ones where you think they love each other so much and all. Or maybe a soap opera or something. Just some show, your favorite show. It's complete fiction. And you know it's fiction because it's a show. They're acting. And this is absurd as you thinking that life actually exists. And I wish my life was like that. I wish my wife looked like that and acted like that and treated me like that and did those things for me like that. And your wife sitting there looking at her favorite show. Man, wish my husband was like that. Wish he did all those things for me like that. Wish he was happy all the time instead of yelling at me sometimes when I blah, 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 whatever. Well, when I run up the credit card and buy stuff, I mean, I'm entitled to buy some stuff. I do work and I want to buy things from time to time. And yeah, I don't need them, but so what? That guy doesn't yell at his wife. And we are a messed up society. We are screwed up. I am out.